And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, Tom Vasel here. Today I just wanted to show you a little bit of what comes behind the Dice Tower, a little bit about how this room is set up. One of the reasons that we had our Kickstarter recently was so that I could move to a better space, a bigger space, not so much that a better space for playing games, although that helps, but also a better space to record in so I can have better lighting. Right now the lighting isn't very good because I have my lights turned off because I'm going to be taking you through the room and having the lights on would throw everything off. But the bigger space, I mean, what this room functions as is, first, it is a sound recording studio. Although not perfect, and there's still a lot of things that I can fix about that as time goes by, and we're going to keep working on it. Secondly, it's my office with editing. And thirdly, it's a game room. The game room is last, in essence, but at the same time, I'm going to be able to decorate this room the way I want to. This is my room of the house, and I get to do things. So this may be boring for some folks, but maybe for some of you just want to see what it looks like to come and play games at my house or what we do to record. So here we go. Now my room is the master bedroom in this house because I needed the biggest room for this, and you know, we don't need a big bedroom to sleep in anyway. So this is the room that we're using, and this is the poster that I have on the outside of the door, and you can come in and you can see here's the whole room basically at a quick glance. But let's take a closer look, starting with the door. I love posters, so I got some new posters for this room. There's one of Gotham City. This is a poster that I got from a Kickstarter project where this guy basically drew every comic book person I think he could have into one picture, and it's really, really cool. I really like it. You'll also notice there's my $5 charge for whining sign and Spider-Man. You'll notice I have a lot of these things to keep sound in. I have them basically all over the walls. I probably need to put more of them, especially on the ceiling. There's not many there. This is one of my lights here, and then here is my desk. And I have a very big desk, and I really need to. Inside this section here are card games. Some of these are promos, some of these are prototypes, and some of these are just card games that I need to get around to playing. And they don't look very neat. That's why I keep them inside here. Down here on the bottom, I just have some equipment and stuff that I keep. I got a lot of free space there. And on the top up here, you can see there's my poster to keep us in a calm room. And then I got different dice towers up here, the Deep Space Nine. I found these statues, so I picked the most gaming related ones. That's me, and we got the policeman, firefighter, and soldier. 3 themes I like in gaming. And there's my stereo system. I don't know, I just like the idea of having a jukebox. Here I found this. As soon as I saw this snake in the store, I thought, wow, wouldn't that be great to put in dice in his base that he's protecting? And that's pretty cool. This is a meeple. We'll be auctioning this meeple off, actually, this coming summer at Dice Tower Con. And gorillas, because I like them. This bell is from Korea. I got it from the school I worked at in the 4 to 5 years of service that I put in there. And then I have different drawers that I keep different things of note in. This cabinet here is where I keep the things I use most of all, like recording audio, went out, a portable charging device. This here I use to hook my cameras up to the computer for our live shows. And then over here, here's my new stop-motion camera, not stop-motion, time-lapse camera, and some extra cords and things that I might need as time goes by. Over here in the corner, I have some Dwarven Forge in terrain in one of these containers, and in the other container, I have my pitch car stuff. And then I'm really happy with my new wall here. Look at that. That's just, for people who like organization, that's really cool. Over here, I have different drawers full of different gaming things. Like in here, there's templates and things from Litco that I might need to use. This drawer there's the catapult from Carcassonne, that's where it happens to be. And these are card holders, which are pretty neat. This drawer has bow ties, because bow ties are cool. And this drawer has dice bags, or bags for various things like pulling chits out of. Here I got some painting stuff. Here I have little boxes and containers. Here I have raffle tickets for one of the Dice Tower raffles. Here I have fake noses and stuff because, well, I don't know. Here's where I keep extra pieces for games in case I need them for a game, or if I need to throw something in a drawer and I don't have time to put it in that right away. Here I keep software for my computer, rubber bands, use them like crazy, and then Mage Wars promos are kept in those. Over here on this shelf, man, I don't have time to go through every little drawer here. Now, this whole side here is Heroscape. And all the stuff on the top is mostly Heroescape, although I found this knight at a store and I thought he looked really cool. And then once it's not labeled anymore, it's no longer Heroescape, and there's just all sorts of different pieces in drawers. I have meeples of different colors. I have, the crystals of different colors. All the way over here, I actually have my cubes sorted out by color. These are blue cubes, and these are green cubes, and here we got pink cubes. And up here I have zombies in drawers, and spaceships, and ships, and extra pieces I have from games. And there's actually a lot of empty drawers in this column, and that's important because, well, I'm going to have more pieces, I'm sure, as time goes by. Over here you can see there's more sound stuff on the wall. I actually put curtains over all the windows in this room, dark black curtains to keep the light out. And then there's one of my lights. I have 4 lights that I run. I have a light box here. On the other side of the room you see a light box. And then I have an LED light, and then another light box over here. And these 4 lights are pretty good for the room. Then of course there's my favorite part right here, which is the gaming shelves. And I've already talked about these in my audio podcast. I use Expedite shelves, which has been discontinued, but there's a new shelf that basically does the same thing. These shelves are great. Every game fits into these shelves so very well. You'll notice I have some of them vertical and some of them horizontal. That depends on whether I'm, like, for example, Pathfinder has to be horizontal because all the cards would fall out if I made it vertical. While some of the games look good vertically, and I have them in bags inside. And what games go where is basically just how I thought it would look cool, and I did a video where I put it together. Then here's my table. You can see I have a game set up for a review. I'll be reviewing Adventure Time very soon, so that's the next game on the table. Over here's an old poster I have from when I used to run games on an army post. Somebody sent me this picture. There's a picture of my card from Nothing Personal, made up of little pictures. Let's see if we can see that. Made up of little pictures from all my videos, which I thought was pretty cool. And then of course here's an ad at Destroying New York, which is great. And some more dice posters and such. Here's a fridge where I keep drinks. I don't drink a lot from the fridge. I drink mostly water during the course of the day, but when I have people over, it's good to have these sodas. And then these games on top of the fridge are games that I'm going to be reviewing very soon. And that's about it. Oh, and then there's these doors, of course, in here. All right, big deal. This is just the master bathroom of the house, which is kind of a weird bathroom to have in a game room, but hey, no one's going to complain about that. And then this closet here, which actually has a lot of different things. There's all my ties. So I have a lot of ties that I use in different reviews. Over here's all my Heroescape stuff. Over here, this is all Kickstarter rewards. I'm collecting them, getting ready to send them out, and there's Memoir at the bottom. And up here on these shelves are games that need to be reviewed. I have the card games in that cabinet you saw at the beginning. Here are board games, and here's my collection of hats and some odds and ends. And so this is this will look cleaner. I'm still working on organizing that. So that's pretty much the room. I mean, I know that a lot of you would like to look at this shelf of games for a while. I had some red doors in the shelf at first, but they reflected the light too much. I took them off. I had some red drawers also that I put on, but I moved them to the bottom so that they didn't reflect light so much. Some people have commented, for example, that my shelves aren't lined up. I know. That's on purpose because I like to spread the weight of these upper shelves out so that it doesn't all, they're not totally interconnected, but they're slightly interconnected as time goes by. So there you go, folks. There's my room. Now let's go edit this video.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.